So, I decided to start off my day with some coffee from Starbucks, even though we don't have one in Rockland. Not really coffee, just double shot energy. And working on the brakes on my off-road mower. I did not have a brake disc on here when I first got my mower, so I went ahead and ordered one for an MSC 205. And it came in the other day. So there we go. This is my brake disc. It has a 7/16 inch spline on it. So yeah, we're all ready to put this back together. I've got my spring here, which I've undercoated so it won't rust. I've got my brake caliper and my linkage, like my lever, which is also undercoated so it won't rust. I got my screws for my caliper, plus my brake discs and my sliders. So we're gonna go ahead and put this baby on. First, you got to put these little things, put one of these little brake discs in this hole right here. And you got to put on your brake disc right there. Cool. Okay, now we have the brake disc on and the little pad back here. We can start assembling our caliper linkage. Oh, that's what I did wrong. I put this thing on upside down. Well, that was smooth. Yeah, remember, make sure this is indented right here where you're putting it on, and not be stupid like I was. I knew something wasn't going on there, right? Now you can go ahead and start tightening up your 3/8 inch bolts here on the caliper. Brake adjustment comes last. Basically where you want it adjusted to, although I can probably do this faster by hand. Where you want it adjusted. I keep getting texts on my phone, that's what that noise is. I just got a new phone too, I just got a smartphone. Oh, it is Todd, otherwise known as Fearlessfront. He was just telling me about Jake's new vid that he put up. Jake, if you don't know, is Street Legal Carts, but he changed his name on YouTube to Jake Reed. But you should still go over there and check him out. I'll put a link in the annotation right here and down in the description. I'll text Todd back in a second. Okay, back to the video. He was just saying, Todd was just saying how he was going to go over and see Jake today, maybe do a little bit of filming. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with Jake on YouTube, but his last couple of videos have actually been romping videos and updates, which is awesome to see him doing more Mud King updates, because I'd kind of missed him doing those updates for a while. He kind of got out of it for a while, and I'd missed him doing those. So I'm going to come around to the back to finish up tighten up the rear bolt here. It's like 8 a.m. and it's so warm out, and I'm lying on the ground working on my mower, and it's so awesome. I love this kind of weather. Okay, so now what you're going to want to do is grab a 1/2 inch wrench. I have to find mine. Here we go. And you're going to, actually I'm going to have to put this down for a minute. put it back up on the jack in a second after I show you guys why I have it jacked up. Okay, neutral. Now, what you guys gonna want to do is tighten this up, because this is basically your brake adjustment to see, so you can see how much pressure you have on your brakes at one time. Basically, you want to tighten this up so that when you're in neutral without the brake pressed, you have hardly any rolling resistance, and if you have any rolling resistance, that's very, very little. That means that the brake pad is almost touching, and as soon as you step on that brake, it's going to start to engage. So you're going to want to tighten this up enough that you can hear it grabbing right there. So that means I have a little bit too much resistance. And right there, yeah, still a little bit too much. Let's back it off a lot. Right there. Right there is like hardly any resistance. So when I go and roll this thing back, step on the brake, oh yeah, it locks it right there. Sweet. Now we've got to do a test run with our new brakes. Now you guys will notice that I have small front tires on here, and that's because my front wheel locked up. In my last ROMP video, some of you guys talked about it squeaking. It's because I didn't have enough grease in there. One of them basically friction welded itself to the spindle, so I had to replace the spindle, and I don't have any more big front tires other than the one that hasn't locked up yet, so I just have my old two small ones on there right now. There we go. Brakes do work. Awesome.